Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running the theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Oh my God, it's a busy one. As usual, like I don't have a busy day in my life. However, since I have not talked about it in a couple of weeks, we have to update. Lips had an incredibly interesting month of February from her Orange County court cases perspective. And something that I noticed in one of the orders that we're going to look at from one of the cases gave me an extremely interesting perspective on a situation about Jeremy Hales. And I say this because when we look at the order from the judge and we look at the time frame in which this order was written and what this order says, and then we look at the Jeremy Hales and Megan and Tug and everybody versus Lips issue, somebody better get their ass in gear because nothing's been filed in that case since November. And we're just going to get straight into it because sometimes the internet just hands you content. And although I'm not making fun of Lips as much because, quite frankly, she's boring and I get bored easily, but sometimes the internet just hands you shit and you need to update. Is it true Lips' house are up for auction? I'm not exactly sure. However, we just have new filings and things from the court system. It's just a day. But anyway, Nero, thank you for the 10 gifted Squid Pro memberships. Thank you for helping turn this chat green. I owe you guys more members content now that I'm doing less live streams. However, life. Papa Squid is in the house today. Well, he's not here right now, but he is visiting, meeting with his builders and all that such. So he is here. The little is here. She's been sick. I've been sick. Everybody's been sick around Robin. And we are redecorating her room. So not that I like to, not that I'm a grifter per se. And super chats are encouraged and welcome, but not required. But liking and sharing this content helps me out tremendously because I have to redecorate my daughter's room. We're talking new sheets, new carpet, because for health reasons. Anyway, We're going to get started. However, just a couple of housekeeping things. I do have yesterday's stream. Thanks for those of you who hung out with me during yesterday's stream when I went down an incredibly large rabbit hole on Wednesday night. That I have more ideas to talk about with that topic. That it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks of every Thursday. We're probably going to talk about that because every Wednesday I'm probably going to fall down a freaking rabbit hole and forget to bring my climbing gear. Secondly, thanks for everybody who's helped me out with F-bomb. Look at this FU line. It's going away. All courtesy of my favorite thing right now. I'm using tallow skincare, y'all. I love it. What you put on your skin and your body is incredibly important. As far as our skin being our largest organ, y'all know I'm trying to reduce my weight, my size, and starting with what I put on my body and reducing things that could be endocrine disruptors. I do have a partnership and with Tallow Truth. They're a Canadian company. They are awesome. I do have a code. Title has probably put it in the chat right now. But if you go to thetallowtruth.com and you use code SQUID, you get 15% off. I highly recommend this. I never thought that I'd be lathering my butt in beef tallow, but holy crap, this and these lines, all the expensive skincare I've ever spent in my life, and this is helping more than anything that I've ever used. No more Botox fund. No more plans for Botox because I don't need it. Look at that. No filter. I have no filter on my camera right now. This is just purely my makeup. And look at that line is gone. Yeah, Tammy, love F-bomb. And hey, Roy, I learned yesterday from the infusion clinic that when the dermatologist orders the wave treatment, they'll be an 8-hour infusion every time. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, F-bomb. They have multiple things, but this is their base product. It is just beef tallow, olive oil, beeswax, and frankincense oil, and honey. And I use it on everything from skin. Like I scraped my hand yesterday. I use it on my calluses. I've used it on everything. I am absolutely in love and obsessed. Like y'all, you know that when I don't like push products that I don't truly like. I don't push like GoFundMe's that I don't believe in. I don't talk about products at all, but like I am obsessed, absolutely obsessed. Like I am obsessed. All right, so we are going to get into her documents right now. You're funny, Brooke. Try the face whip. I have to order more because I had 4 containers of this and I keep giving them away. I have to order more. But the first thing we are going to get into, and we're going to do this in order of the way the documents came out, because we've made fun of lips in the past, but we haven't gone over her current cases. We've just been making fun of the old stuff. And if we get through the old stuff or the current cases, we're going to start diving into her Orange County case that she had against her former paralegal, which kind of ties into the Florida bar case. However, first things first, I just want to show y'all. I know it's a little hard to see because they're small, but this is the clerk's website that I've been using. These are all the cases that she's had. We're going to go to the pending cases. She has current pending cases. Her dissolution of marriage, still from last February. Her Federal Home Loan Corporation, Freddie Mac, versus her and Michael Ferderigos for their non-homestead. This is the one where they don't live. We're going to go into those documents. And I have them all saved to my computer so I can access them easily. She has the Hales et al. Megan Tugg. I don't know if there's anybody else on there. Versus Leslie for business torts. That's still pending. We're going to look at this one first just to give you guys an update on what that is. there is nothing that's been filed since October 9th. So if y'all ask, and it's Randy's notice of unavailability, but it's what, 5 months now? 5 months now. So we're going to look at a document where it's where it gets a little hairy on time. And so keep that 5 months in your, yeah. Oh, Trish Jackson's mom thinks it, just FYI, in my humble opinion, you didn't need both in the first place. The Botox was going to be a double thing. I was going to get it not only to reduce the wrinkles, however, there has been studies that Botox is good for other things. It's used for spasticity in stroke patients. It's been shown that it's effective in reducing these amount of spasticity, but it's also shown that it's been effective for migraines. And I would rather take one, a couple shots in my forehead every like 3 to 6 months versus a pill every day. So it was kind of like I had ulterior motives besides the FU line, but yeah. Yeah, non-vegan, non-woke, all natural goodness. If you also don't like non or woke companies who don't have values that align with yours, this Canadian company has merch supporting the truckers, the Alberta truckers from 2022. So, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Shell LP, how are you? And thank you for the for Mary sending a $20 PayPal. I'm not going to say your full name because I don't like to do that with people. I like to thank them, but I also don't like to put people's full names out on YouTube when they might not go by their full names on YouTube. Yeah. Hey, Steven, did you come here to troll me? So just know that nothing's been filed. 9-2 was the motion to dismiss. 11-9 was the notice of unavailability, and nothing has been filed on either side since. But with that, we are going to look at the Seacoast Bank foreclosure first. There's multiple foreclosures. There's multiple foreclosures. There's the Seacoast Bank versus Ferderigos for their homestead, and then there's Truist Bank versus Ferderigos on their non-homestead. So long story short, the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, Freddie Mac, is suing them and the bank, Truist Bank. And then Truist Bank turned around and sued them too. So this is the first one we are going to get into, the non-residential home loan. And I'm going to show you guys the documents, but I have them on saved to my computer in PDF. I just like to bring the docket up so that I go through them in order. So there was correspondence on 218. There was on 212, there was a motion for rehearing. So the ones that I don't need to redact, we're going to go through, because I don't like Lips. I think she's a thunder cow. However, I also don't like when people dox my address, even though it's out there, everybody knows it by now, it's public record. I still try not to be that bitch, you know. Y'all crack me up. All right, so motion for rehearing. So this comes now. Defendant hereby file this motion for rehearing as follows. Defendant missed the deadline for due to a clerical order. I don't know who wrote this, if it was Lips or Chips, but like, dudes, make a sentence make sense. I'm just saying. Defendant missed the deadline for due to a clerical error. In Florida Civil Procedure, excusable neglect, Civil Procedure Rule 1.54b allows for court to vacate default judgment when a party shows a valid excuse for missing a deadline. A meritorious defense and due diligence in seeking relief. It covers honest mistakes like clerical errors or reasons for misunderstandings. If this was a one and done thing, you missed one hearing, you missed one deadline, whatever. But them not filing on time and being chronically late or not showing up, it's a chronic problem. So, like, no, like, I don't see this going well. I don't see this going well. I'm sorry if I need to mute myself or all of a sudden turn off my camera because sometimes I am still sick, if you can hear the voice. Um, uh, did you just tell me my name is full of it? No. Pulled over to take this. No. I cracked me up. This cold is hanging on for dear life. Dear life. Wherefore, defendants request court to vacate order for motion to dismiss and all other remedies necessary and just under statute. Like, dudes, really? Really? If this was a one-time thing, I completely understand. I would completely understand the fact that they missed something. Oh my God, shit happens. Like, something came up. Oh my God, but you missed. And the hearing was back in, I want to say January. So, like, you're not only filing this 2 weeks late, like, clerical error, man. There's a difference between a clerical error and straight stupidity. And I'm thinking that with all of the filings here, we've crossed the line of an accidental clerical error and gone into the line of I can't manage my own freaking schedule because I'm inept and dumb. I mean, and managing schedules is hard. Like, I get it. Managing schedules is freaking hard. I keep this around on my desk for reasons because I need help managing my schedule. She did a video on clerical errors, one letter or in an email to counsel, so they didn't get them. That's nuts when I heard her admit it. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I have a hard time sometimes managing my schedule, but I also have brain damage. So you can take that one for what you will. And you can make fun of me for it. I do not care. I make fun of myself. No one can make fun of me if I make fun of myself first. However, Andrew? Huh? You want my phone?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You want to say hi?
Yes. No hi.
No highs?
No.
Okay. Well, Grandpa will be back in a couple minutes, Angel. Can you shut the door, please? Can you shut the door?
Okay.
No, you can't call him. He'll be home. He'll be home in a couple minutes. Wait one. Gwen is going to soon advertise for a personal assistant internship, non-paid position, but you get a tin of cookies at Christmas. Pretty much. You get hand-decorated sugar cookies. And I don't know if you've ever seen my cookies. I am no professional decorator by any means, but I like to experiment with piping different designs. So, yeah, sweet. That's one word for it. All right. So there was the motion to dismiss. This is the interesting one that I think everybody needs to pay attention to. In regards to Jeremy Hills, in not the Ohio case, because I know nothing about the Ohio case. Like, I know there was some stuff today. I haven't been following that. I don't know enough to speak on it. However, This one. So this is from the judge, I think. No, this is from the attorneys for plaintiff. However, motion to deem defendant's motion to dismiss abandoned and enter default against defendant Michael Ferderigos and Leslie Ferderigos. Comes now the plaintiff, trustee for Freddie Mac, by and through undersigned attorneys, moves the court to enter an order deeming defendant's motion to dismiss complaint abandoned and order default against the defendants Michael and Leslie Ferderigos for failure to serve any paper on the undersigned or file any papers required by law. In support thereof states as follows. Defendant Michael and Leslie were served by publication. Interesting that they had to be served by publication because they didn't accept service like grown-ass adults. Just saying. Just saying. And even though I don't have my phone, thank you, Jeff Grady, for the $100 PayPal. You are amazing, and I hope you're recovering. If you are the praying type, there are a few people who need our thoughts and prayers in the chat. Jeff Grady is one of them. Had a major surgery this week and is recovering. Needs all the thoughts and prayers that he can get. Also, Unhung Hero and his family going through some things and could need as many prayers as they can get as well. If you're not the praying type, positive vibes, you know that. But if you are the praying type, just add them to your prayer list. Yeah. And Snipe Hunter, how are you? Yeah, only 36 likes. Don't make me pull this chat over. I'm sure there's like 2 or 3 dislikes by now. Because there always is. However, October 31st of 2025, they were determined to be avoiding service. Oh, straight out of a certain people's playbook. Copies of the affidavit of publication and the affidavits of diligent search and inquiry are attached as Exhibit A and Exhibit B, respectively. November 30th, the Ferderigos filed a pro se motion to dismiss foreclosure complaint, and December 3rd, plaintiff filed a response to the defendant's motion to dismiss complaint. Pursuant to the court's Uniform Trial and Case Management Order, issued on this court August 21st, 2025, motions to dismiss must be set for a hearing within 60 days from filing the motion or automatically deemed abandoned and denied without further order. In the instant case, defendant's motion to dismiss was required to be heard no later than January 29th of 2026. On December 29th, 2025, the undersigned reached out to Mr. Ferderigos, who is also an attorney licensed to practice law in Florida, via email to attempt to work out an agreement on the motion to dismiss. We offered an agreed order denying defendant's motion within 30 days to file an answer and tried to set up a phone call. However, Mr. Ferderigos did not respond. Y'all, you not only ditched service or avoided service, but now you won't cooperate with the other attorneys. Like, I know you're not always going to get along. I know people don't get along. I know having to work with people that you don't like is hard. However, welcome to adulthood and welcome to being a fucking lawyer. I am not a lawyer. However, if I was, part of being a grown-ass adult is talking and working with people that you don't necessarily like. Welcome to adulthood. Time to start acting like it. Been a little under the weather too. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like 88 degrees outside right now and humid as hell. It's Thank you, Gail, for outing the we had some we had a little bit of a mess on Monday night. Big old mess where I had to throw things away. Hey, Ricky Bobby. I was gonna say if Squid was a little thinner and her lips would look like a lot like I need a wig. But see, if I were to wear wigs, I would wear wigs like Mo, who wears wigs for a specific reason and uses like a higher quality wig, I wouldn't use a wig that I can get from Spirit of Halloween for $9.99. Some people feel a bit salty about having their house removed from them. I kind of get it. Yes. However, once again, Chucky, I love you, but we're going to go back to welcome to being an adult is paying your mortgage. You can't not pay your mortgage and then expect, sorry for the double negative, but then expect not to have your house taken away from you. And why are you living in a place that you can't afford? I'm just, yeah. I'm confused. Miss Feral Gringo. Oh my god. Wouldn't let her manly man out of the house to attend court. They've missed multiple hearings that were by Zoom or WebEx or whatever the court uses. So I don't know how you miss the hearing that you literally have to roll out of bed, put your hair in some sort of bun to make it look like you didn't just roll out of bed, put a suit jacket on and shorts. As long as you don't stand up, you're fine. How does an attorney lose 2 houses? You're too busy doing the $425 filing fees in Orange County and suing everybody, and that could be money that you could pay your mortgage. And hey, Cumulus Vapes, how are you? Wonder if we could get Jeremy a job at the foreclosure place for one day, so it would be him that did the foreclosure. Oh my god. I don't know. Does Jeremy have like an accounting or business degree? Because you can make that happen. On December 30th, the undersigned sent a follow-up email to Mr. Ferderigos regarding an order on the motion to dismiss, but Mr. Ferderigos did not respond. This not responding thing seems to be a problem. I'm just, hey, Macy, I'm better than I was, what is it, Tuesday night? I was sicker than, I was sleeping on the floor in the bathroom kind of feeling. I have an FCC license, but you don't see me doing anything with that. It's good for life. I've never used it. I have a radio operator's license for the FCC. Make that one make sense. On January 6th, the undersigned sent another follow-up email to Mr. Ferderigos and advised that we would proceed with scheduling the hearing if we did not receive a response. Mr. Ferderigos did not respond. What can you be doing all day and be so busy that you can't respond to these emails? Like, I fail to see. Like, there are some emails I get that I don't want to respond to, but you do it anyway because welcome to adulthood. You see, that would be great. January 7th, my office reached out to the court to confirm the available hearing dates as Division 37 was transitioning to a new judge. Mr. Ferderigos, who was copied on the email to the court, replied immediately asking the undersigned to call him to schedule the hearing. Oh yeah, cooking videos. Lip injections take time. I'm not going to read that out loud, but he's not a Marine, so he probably is not doing that. The undersigned called Mr. Ferderigos shortly after receiving his email, but he didn't answer the phone. and the undersigned left a voicemail. Another email was sent to Mr. Ferderigos by the undersigned with an offer of an agreed order denying the motion to dismiss with 20 days to file an answer. Oh, yeah. When the internet goes down, tune into Squid on Ham Radio. No, that's part of the aviation side of things. I got it because I could. And I was I applied to work, or I was planning on applying to work for a couple of companies where I would have needed it. And then I moved. And I moved 1,000 miles from where I, if they don't respond, then it just doesn't exist in their minds. Yeah, I never understand that logic of I have this bill that needs to be paid, and if I don't pay attention to the calls I get, it'll just go away. It's not how being an adult works. Adulting is very overrated. Paying your bills is very overrated. However, welcome to being an adult. It's not all it's cracked up to be. When you're a kid, all you want to do is grow up. And then when you're an adult, all you want to do is go back to being a kid. It's so bad. On January 8th, the undersigned emailed Mr. Ferderigos some short matter hearing dates in order to coordinate a hearing. However, he did not respond. He only responds when it's correspondence to the judge that he is CC'd on. This is what happens when you unplug the internet and forget to plug it back in. You were thinking logically, Squid. That's the problem, no logic. That's true. Hey, French Psycho, how are you? Oh my goodness. Yeah, some people, I will just never understand the logic or the lack of logic. But that's a me problem, I guess. January 12th, my office sent a follow-up email regarding hearing dates. Mr. Ferderigos replied that he's unavailable for 8:30 a.m. time slots as he drops his children off at school at that time. Fair. However, this is January 12th. December 29th was the first time you were reached out to. And you couldn't respond at all. It kind of makes you go, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you have more brain damage than me? I'm just, hello. It's just one of those situations where I'm like, yeah, I just don't understand. And I try to put myself in people's shoes and play devil's advocate and give people the benefit of the doubt. However, sometimes people run out of, you give them enough rope to hang themselves with, and they just, January 21st, the undersigned sent an email to Mr. Ferderigos to follow up on the January 7th email and voicemail. Mr. Ferderigos did not return the undersigned's phone call to discuss the motion to dismiss. January 21st, again, office sent an email to Mr. Ferderigos with 15-minute hearing dates that start later in the mornings or afternoons. Here's my problem, too. He's unavailable for the 8:30 time because that's when he drops his kids off at school. But you never cooperate and say, I'm not available for 8:30, but how about we do 10? 10 or later, I'm good. It's one of those situations where it's you act like an adult, because that's what drags all these things out, is when people don't act like fucking adults. You need a brain for it to be damaged, so no. Touche. I have a patch on my brain. Ergo, I've had multiple doctors who have and nurses who have literally seen my brain because my skull was removed. They literally saw my brain. I have one. It might not work all the time, and it might not be great, but I have one. Confirmed by doctors. The longer you delay, the longer you stay, not the brightest bulbs on the Christmas tree. I think their Christmas tree was pre-lit from 2005, and it's missing a few. Ugh. On January 22nd, Mr. Ferderigos replied that he would review the times with his wife and get back to us by lunchtime. The undersigned replied to Mr. Ferderigos to again try to discuss the case, but Mr. Ferderigos did not respond, nor did he get back to our office regarding hearing times. Shocker. Shocker. In accordance with the court's uniform trial and case management order, plaintiff asked the court for an order deeming defendant's motion to dismiss abandoned and entering defaults as to defendant Michael and Leslie Ferderigos. Wherefore, plaintiff requests this court enter an order deeming defendant's motion to dismiss abandoned and finding defendants in default for having failed to file a responsive pleading to plaintiff's complaint. I hereby certify that prior to filing this motion, February 9th, the undersigned called defendant Ferderigos to attempt to discuss the motion, but defendant's voicemail box was full and the undersigned was unable to leave a voicemail. That also drives me nuts. I don't know about y'all, but a pet peeve is when someone's voicemail is full. It's like, how do you not check your voicemails? Like, how do you not see that there's a notification and it drive you crazy enough to actually like read it? I hate notifications. I hate like the numbers by my text messages or phone, so I have to get rid of that. How do you not check your voicemails so often that your voicemail box is full? It just seems. Hey, Nanny, how are you? Did those doctors put the brain back asking for a friend? No, they took part of my skull and they never gave it back. They left the brain there. They just attached a patch to my brain to keep it where it's supposed to be and stop it from falling into my spinal canal. Hey, still working and lurking. Wave as you drive by the house. That the undersigned subsequently sent an email to Mr. Ferderigos with a copy of the motion in attempt at discussion, but Mr. Ferderigos did not respond. That on February 10th, the undersigned again called defendant to attempt to discuss the motion, but he didn't answer, so the undersigned left a voicemail. February 11th, undersigned called defendant in a final attempt to discuss the motion, but he didn't answer, so the undersigned left a voicemail and sent a follow-up email. And a copy of the foregoing has been furnished to each party as indicated on the service list attached here too. On this 12th day of February, Michael Osford and Stephen Whites. And I'm not going to go down because I'm not going to show addresses and stuff, but that was it. We're going to go back to this. And I'm going to close these tabs as I go to keep my brain straight because there's 3 different cases that we're looking at and I don't have the case numbers memorized. I will be honest with you. I have the defendants memorized, but the case numbers. So I'm trying to keep them all straight. So this is the objection to docket 33 and 34, which is these 2, I believe, the motion to dismiss and the motion for rehearing. And I understand this is small, but this is the one, and you can tell it's filed by Michael and Leslie because they do this weird border that I've never seen on any other legal filings besides theirs. It's so weird. Hey, Dragon's Gravy, how are you? So, objection to dockets 33 and 34, correspondence to the court, comes out of the defendants Michael and Leslie Ferderigos, representing themselves pro se, files an objection to dockets 33 and 34, correspondence to the court as follows. Defendants filed a motion to dismiss 11/30/2025. Plaintiff filed a motion to enter default 2/12/2026, and correspondence to the court 2/18. Defendant had a pending motion to dismiss that is pending a hearing date. Dude, pending. This is where if I was the judge, I would literally be like, "Yeah, I told y'all." you were contacted multiple times, and you didn't respond, but yet you bitch when they file something with the court. It just makes you want to pull your hair out and go, are you stupid? Or is this just, sometimes you wonder and you have to look at people and you have to be like, are you really this stupid? Or are you just plain dumb for the internet? And Tammy, I'm gonna pin that that message, that comment. So I pinned the comment with the tallow truth because, like I said, y'all, I'm obsessed. I'm totally obsessed. Stupidity. Like, I wonder if people really are this stupid or they just play dumb for the internet or to get attention. I ask myself this when I look at reels, like I scroll through Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, are people really this dumb or are they plain stupid for the internet? Because there's no way that two people can be this fucking stupid. And excuse my French. There is no way that people can be this damn stupid. It leaves you speechless. It really does. Additionally, defendants have been in contact with plaintiff requesting a payoff, which they have failed to respond to. Okay. Interesting. We must negotiate some kind of kickback for you, free product at least. I get a commission. I'm not gonna lie. I get a commission. But I also use the code when because it's worth it. Like, I've never been this, like, y'all know me. I used to love my Givenchy makeup, my Dior makeup, balling on a budget these days. I have literally stopped using all my other stuff because of this. All of it. It's intentional stupidity. I'm getting sued because I'm sexy, shizzy voice like Yamaha and a brain like Just J Hip. Oh, I also lied. That is quite the combination. And that's the thing. Like, it's not even a grift. A grift would be like me pushing products and shit that I don't actually believe in or use and getting codes. Like, I've been contacted, surprisingly enough, by like different companies for shit that I've never heard of, I don't use, I don't know. No, I'm not going to advertise for a company that I don't like or I don't know or have never heard of before. But I use that every day. You can see me using it literally on stream. Squid, you should co-host with Heather sometimes. Oh, she's my alternate ego. I do every Sunday night. Or which Heather are we talking about? Oh my goodness. That it would be grifting if I didn't actually use it, but it's not. I don't see it as grifting because I actually am obsessed with the stuff. Defendants would request this court to order a case management conference and set a hearing date on defendant's motion to dismiss. Dude, they've been trying. Y'all. Like, yeah, I try to stick with my standards and morals because I didn't realize, but I know that, like, if I don't have morals, what am I teaching my child? If I don't have ethics, that's why I haven't talked about a certain case much. It's because it stresses me out. I can't talk about it without getting annoyed, angry, and telling everybody to go F themselves. So I choose not to talk about it because if I can't say anything nice about anybody, I'm just not going to say anything at all. Ew. 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 I made a comment on that there was something posted in TubeTown um about grifting. And I made a comment as I was doing dishes and I just ranted. It was like, it's one thing to ask for super chats. If no problem with creators asking for super chats, because well, I know that I'm not entitled to anybody's money. There's the distinction. I tell you things that I believe in. If you choose to support my channel with monetarily, it's appreciated, but it's not required. What I have a problem with is when like people go, well, I only had one super chat this entire stream. And then all of a sudden talk down to their chat like Fleesa did. And where you get mad at the chat for not super chatting you. It's like, you're not entitled to anybody's money. You're just not. I'm not. Like, I do entire streams and I don't get a super chat, and that's fine. Because you know what? I'm not doing YouTube for just solely for the money. I'm doing YouTube because it's fun. Or at least it's supposed to be. But I just have a problem with people like, like I will tell you things that I support. And if you choose to support them too, good job. Thank you. If you choose not to, that's not, I don't get mad at people for not agreeing with the same things that I agree with. Squid can't grift too hard. She'll use her amateur status and 3 years of eligibility. Oh. All right. So that was 219. And Timothy, and that was not a, and I hate when I do that. And that was not a grift. Timothy, thanks for the $10 super chat. Only super chat Starbucks money. It was not a thing. Like the whole like I don't have enough subscribers or watch hours on the other channel to be monetized, but I still enjoy it. And I don't do it for the money. I do it because I want to help people, and that is my passion. If it gets monetized one day, freaking awesome. That would be great. However, if you're only doing YouTube to make money, I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's just my personal opinion. People can feel free to agree or disagree with me on that one. But that's just my personal opinion. So he literally filed an objection to their correspondence and their motion to dismiss. But you've been contacted due to schedule a hearing. Well, the court needs to schedule a hearing. The other attorney has literally reached out to you multiple times to do it, and you haven't been man enough to do it. Yeah, and if you're not getting super chats or memberships and don't like it, change what you're doing. And I know, and I appreciate that. And like I've lost, I'm not gonna lie, since I started talking or saying I'm not talking about the Hales as much, I've literally lost 40 subscribers. But like, okay, like it would be nice if those people stuck around, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I know it. And not everybody wants to hear what I have to say about Sharon Moore or college sports. And that's okay. You know? Jeffrey Montgomery, I think there's a July super chat. Griff, Red Lobster money. Jeez. Grandpa is back in the house. You can hear the little celebrating. Oh, Grandpa got dinner. Grandpa got dinner. Just imagine you lost 40. How many will they leave when it's all they talk about? And I just figure I have not updated certain court cases in a while, so I needed to. Gail, thanks for the $5 super chat. You're the best known grifter I know. that Stacy X mod for the flea cut the cord. Now she's starting to level up again, and good for her. Like she's been in the chat for a few times before. I, and that's the thing. Like when people were starting to tell me who I should block in my chat, and I'm sorry, even though I'm not a huge grifter or whatever, I am not taking the advice from someone I don't know, limiting my potential to grow. If I block people just because other people don't like them, I'm limiting my channel's growth. And I think that was what was getting under my skin. I would love to be at 5K. Love to be at 5K. However, I need help from you after the live if you have time. I will give it my best effort. I can't guarantee because family visiting from up north. In like 6 months, he'll live down here. So, don't block me. I don't block anybody unless even the people who are blocked generally get unblocked in a couple of months because I'm like, people have disagreements. I blocked somebody. Like there's somebody in the chat. I don't know if they're here right now or lurking, but they came in, they apologized, we made amends, and they're in the chat all the time now. People have bad days. So, all right. The Truist Bank one is the one we're looking at next. So Freddie Mac sued Michael and Leslie and Truist Bank and a bunch of other things, the unknown tenants and all that. The self-proclaimed non-grifter is the best gift of all genius. And that's the thing. Like, like I'm just me, and if people like that, freaking awesome. If people don't, I understand. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Trust me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I've had disagreements with real life people, like 3D world people, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. It is okay. Not everybody's going to agree all the time and get along all the time. There's so many people in this world. We're not all going to agree. But I do agree, or I do try to give people like a certain level of basic human decency. Just because, treat people like you want to be treated. I don't have to like you to give you a basic form of human decency. And Rick Reed, thanks for the $2 super chat. Squid for the win. Personally, I would love to see your other channel reach 5K. I would like that channel to reach like 20K. I know it's a health and wellness channel, so it's not going to be, it's not going to be huge, but I would love that channel to be bigger than this one. So, yeah. Hey, Robin. Catching up ×2 will be with y'all, with you soon. I rarely unsubscribe from any channel. I just don't live and listen to them and give them the screen time. A sub cost me nothing to just let it ride. And I know that like certain people are going to be attracted to certain topics. Like I watch certain things and I don't watch others. So one stream might be someone's cup of tea. And then the next one, they're like, yeah, I'll see you on the next one.
Hi, chat.
Papa Squid in the house. Oh, you got me. Okay. I'm busy right now.
You can have
I'm
one.
not eating on stream.
Shut them off, man. There you go. So I bought it for everybody. So there's a chicken sandwich there for you and this.
Perfect. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in months. Hey, y'all, just finished airing and it's beautiful outside. It's hot outside today. Are you a big fan of Tubetown Mayor? Honestly, I have no thoughts either way. I don't know him. I don't know him. I've caught a couple of his streams, but I don't. My TV has been set on Bluey for the past 6 weeks. I have seen every episode of Bluey that I'm starting to get an Australian accent. like, priorities are just different. I like you just every now and then you're like that glass of tea, someone put lemon in. Uh, uh, and Rickles, how are you? Greetings. I can actually chat, not just listen today. Yay. Huh. All right. I tried to use your code for F-bomb and it did not work. I wonder why. Email me because I can like walk you through it because it worked for like I went in just to see if it worked after I saw your chat. Then it worked for me. So I don't know. Willis is a kind, positive person. He seems like it. Like I said, you know, it's one of those things where in the world, when someone says they're not friends, vast majority of the time, at least in my opinion, that doesn't mean anything negative. There's plenty of people in the world that I'm not friends with that I would be friends with, possibly if I spoke to them. I just don't. Like, life is not in the position to talk to everybody. And, you know, it's like I use the example of like the woman at the grocery store. See her all the time. Seems like a great person. Say hi to her all the time. She says hi to the little every time we're in there. However, we're not friends, and no harm, no foul. We're not the kind of people to go out and have a glass of wine at night, you know? That's times two, it hasn't worked. I wonder why. Oh yeah, I can't do Blippi. Can't do Blippi. So this is the one where I think needs to be taken. Let's see. Seacoast, Truist. There's Seacoast and there's Truist. This is the one. Seacoast is the one that they're currently living in. It's their homestead. Your living proof of what? So we're gonna go to Truist because I think Truist was the one that had the would be nice if my computer worked, right? So this is the one, this notice of lack of prosecution, motion to dismiss. This right here is the one where I personally think that Jeremy and George and everybody that's involved in the Orange County case with them might need to take notice. Just might need to take notice. So this is Truist Bank versus Michael Ferderigos, an unknown spouse. They didn't even name Lips. It was unknown spouse. Wine sounds fabulous right now. He's resting peacefully, by the way, and acting normal again. Good luck. Oh, yes. Heidel can also use some thoughts and prayers. Yeah. Exactly. There's a difference between being friends and acquaintances. People can be acquainted and not necessarily be friends. I just don't like when people think when you say you're not friends with somebody that it's automatically that you hate them or you dislike them, or it's like, no, I just don't know them. Like my neighbors, they seem like great people. They seem really nice. I'm sure if I knew them, we'd probably be friends. We're just not. It's not a bad thing. Enjoy the stage. In 5 to 7 years' time, your kid will be dancing in front of the mirror telling you how well she sings, and that song is going to join a K-pop group. I'm pretty sure she already thinks she's going to join a K-pop group. So, notice of lack of prosecution, court's motion to dismiss, notice of hearing. This is interesting. Please take notice that it appears on the face of the record that no activity by filings of pleadings, orders of the court, or otherwise has occurred in a period of 10 months, immediately preceding the service of this notice, and no order staying the action has been issued, nor stipulation for stay approved by the court. Therefore, any interested person, whether a party to the action or not, including the court, may serve notice to all parties that no such activity has occurred, and such notice is hereby given. Pursuant to Florida Rules of Civil Procedure 1.42e, if no such record activity occurs within 60 days following the service of this notice, and if no stay is issued or approved during such 60-day period, this action shall be dismissed by the court on its own motion or the motion of any interested party, whether a party to the action or not, after a reasonable notice to the parties, which notice is here provided, without further notice, unless a party shows good cause in writing at least 5 business days before the hearing set for April 28th at 10:30 a.m. in that courtroom in Orange County Courthouse, concerning why the action should remain pending. If no record activity occurs or no good cause is shown within the time periods above, the court may enter an order of dismissal for lack of prosecution and cancel the hearing. If a pleading or other paper is filed, this hearing will proceed as a status hearing to determine the status of the case. If a document is filed with the clerk of court, which closes the case to all parties, the hearing is automatically canceled without further order of the court. All counsel and pro se litigants must appear in person. There's another kicker. In person. So April 28th is in person. So I'm writing it in person, because that's going to be a big deal right there. If no record activity occurs or no good cause is shown within the time periods above, the court may enter an order of dismissal for lack of prosecution and cancel the hearing. If pleading paper is filed in person for the hearing, failure to appear shall result in dismissal without further notice. Telephonic virtual appearances are not permitted. The undersigned judge is only conducting the hearing scheduled on this date. Any hearings or orders needing to be entered prior to this date must be done by the assigned judge, not the undersigned judge. If there are parties not receiving such service through Florida Court's e-filing portal, counsel will serve a copy of the order via U.S. mail to the non-e-filing parties and file a certificate of service in the court no later than 3 days from the date of this order. This is where I'm this is where I want, or I think, not I want, I believe that Randy should take notice, because in their case, nothing has been filed. So we're gonna go back, and that was on 1/6. So I haven't covered this in a while, but nothing's been done in Jeremy Hales' case against Lips since November, and that was just a notice of unavailability. But nothing's been filed. Nothing of substance has been filed since October, I want to say. I'll look just to make sure. Or it was September 2nd. So September 2nd to March 6th, it's 6 months. We might want to start getting something in gear there before the judge pulls this. It's one of those things where, like, I just noticed patterns, and I would like to see Lips be held accountable for some of the shit that she said and done. And I think Jeremy's lawsuit is the best way of that happening. That's one of the lawsuits that I believe Jeremy has that is completely and totally 100% valid, especially since she sued him first. With that being said, if nothing gets filed, nothing's been filed in 6 months. Things need to get on. We need to get the show on the road before the judge in that case does this and dismisses it for lack of action. Just send a little hello from the hills of Jerome to the high Andes Mountains. Sorry for the French talks. Don't you guys have the next Winter Olympics in the French Alps? I'd love to go to that one. Hey, I'm King Baga, just promoting our business, 3D printed business. How are you guys? I'm doing awesome. Good to see you. I was wondering if that was you, because you always tell me about the Elgato stuff. So I was wondering if that was you. How are you doing? Did you see the new equipment they're selling from Elgato? Just saying. It's just one of those, like, yeah, I'm not going to get into that because sometimes you got to finish one problem and deal with one problem before you start another. And I think there's just too much. And that's part of my, like, criticism is there's just, when you're spread too thin, things fall between the cracks. And when you do too much at one time, the quality starts to go down, as we've kind of seen with some of the filings. But I think, like, nothing's been done in this case of substance since September 2nd. We need to kind of get the show on the road and start, filing some stuff and asking for hearings and discovery and all of that before the judge says, I'm dismissing this due to lack of action. Like, notice of lack of prosecution, court's motion to dismiss, notice of hearing. Like, we need to kind of get the, is Lips and Flea not in court today? I know Jeremy was in Ohio, and in the Ohio court, and there was some stuff going on there. I don't know enough about that situation to be able to give an informed opinion. Yeah, but I've been following these since I follow other cases in Orange County that we actually need to discuss. So Orange County is like the easiest place. And also, when you trauma dump in legal filings, make sure you don't live in the easiest place to get documents. Orange County is by far, like, look at this website. Look at the way it's set up. It is literally the easiest place to get documents. It's just. And then they filed an amended complaint. And then there was an order on 3-2 canceling the hearing. Sorry, I'm getting messages on my computer from my dad's phone that my daughter is sending. It's hilarious, but they keep popping up in the corner of my screen, and I'm distracted. All right, Truist Bank versus everybody. Order canceling hearing. Order to judge that the lack of prosecution hearing scheduled for April 28th is canceled. The parties directed to continue to move the case forward because the amended complaint was filed. We can read through the amended complaint, but it's literally, there's not much that changed that I noticed. I did not compare the original complaint to the amended complaint word for word. How I think when Lips sued Jeremy the first time, she put a 2027 trial date. It doesn't matter. And the things that the judge files. So I've noticed in every Orange County case ever, there is this streamlined standing case management order plan. That seems to be an Orange County wide standing order that is just automatically filed when you file a case. It's just, I've seen it in numerous civil cases that don't even involve Jeremy or Lips. I've seen it in lots of cases. So I think it's just, and it's the same one every time. Yep. I sent you a Facebook message. Don't read it when baby squid's around. I'm going to anger you. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Lips came into JH looking for internet fame and fortune. Well, that didn't work out. Yeah. There's a difference between reporting on the case and inserting yourself where you don't belong. And that's another reason that I stopped covering it as much. When I start noticing that I'm getting pulled into the drama too much, I literally started covering this case because Bruce threatened me into trying to not cover it by talking about my daughter and all that. So I did it out of spite because that's me. The reason that I can, okay, I gotta be honest with y'all, the reason that I say things are the anti what the hell's playbook and I can see things coming is because I am that bitch. I'm not anti what the hell's. However, I am that kind of petty where I can see what they're doing from a fucking mile away because if I don't like somebody, I kind of do the same thing. Hence, Lips called me a felon. I'm making content out of her until I run out of material. I am that kind of petty bitch like that who will go after someone just because I don't like them when they've attacked me. I won't intentionally do that to anybody, but like when someone has come after me and called, I'm not going to sue Lips because she has nothing. I mean, she has 2 houses in foreclosure. She has no job. I'm not going to do that to her kids because she has nothing of value. She's kind of a worthless human being at this point. So she has nothing of value that I can take, but I am going to make content out of it and entertain the fuck out of myself. So when I tell you that's the anti what the hell's playbook is because I can see that shit because I've done that shit in my younger years. Not to the level of getting sued. However, I am that kind of petty. Ice skating events for the 2030 Olympics will occur around Nice, a way to be close to the sea, and the mountains remind you of. I went to the French Riviera on my first deployment. So yeah, I went to. I can't remember where we actually docked, but I think I was in Nice. We went to Nice. Went on the train to Nice. So wherever that Cannes. We were in Nice and we took the train to Cannes, wherever the film festival is. Cannes Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival. I don't know. My pronunciation of French words is shitty. Hey, Tammy. I've never even having to watch your replays, have a new AFO brace, and been learning to walk with it. Not much time to it. Yeah, that can be a work in progress. Yeah, 3 minutes until the 90-minute mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, with Jeremy's complaint, I just think that before the judge decides to do the same thing, because this was an amended complaint, the order for canceling that hearing got canceled. So, and hey, Stats, but thanks for the 99-cent super sticker. Well, you can. Okay. Yes. Does it show? Is it that obvious? All right. So going back to the last, and this is the one that this is her, she had sued Seacoast for libel and slander. It was closed 11/15 of 2024. But Seacoast had sued her for the homestead. This is the last one we're going to cover. Oh, and it was so much time. So I'm going to stop showing this just for a second because anybody I've searched will come up on that, and I don't want to. There we go. I'm not about outing who else I've searched on this website. So the last one we're going to do is their homestead. So there is a hearing for a pretrial conference March 30th. There is a motion for summary judgment, which we read last year. Then all there is in this one is the witness and exhibit list. And this is the one that I have to redact because it's basically all addresses. And I hate that my computer updated and now redacting is not where it used to be. Oh my goodness. Why isn't this? It used to be so easy to just go tools and redact. There we go. I'm just gonna redact all the addresses so that I don't have to worry about YouTube. You know, addresses and phone numbers. We just don't. I don't want anybody showing mine, so I tried my best not to do theirs. I don't have to like them. That's the basic level of decency and human respect. Is I don't have to like you in order to not just out your address and your phone number. I try not to be a. I just try not to be that big of a dick. A business address, fine, because it's Googleable. However, I just, yeah. You know, you just don't want to be that kind of a bitch. Because I fully believe in karma and you get what you give. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt until they don't deserve it anymore. All right, this will be the last one we'll go over. And next Friday, we might start going over the lawsuit where she sued her. She sued her paralegal because that was brought up in the Florida bar lawsuit a lot. Is her paralegal, and we're going to figure out exactly what she sued her paralegal for. Bruce was on the stand today, or Flea was going to testify. Oh my goodness. Sweet Jesus. And Harry, thank you for the $3 super sticker. I appreciate you so very much. I know that Jeremy posted a I can't keep track either. Sometimes things are just too much. I have been told about the short and told about some other things, but like this right here. I feel that, Gem Girl, with all of my soul. Yes, karma is real, and she keeps receipts. All right, plaintiff Seacoast trial witness list. Pursuant to the court's November 7th, 2025 order, rolling trial. Witnesses, Seacoast National Bank, defendant Michael and Leslie, all witnesses that are on the defendant's witness list in discovery which are not objected to by plaintiff. Plaintiff reserves the right to object to any of defendant's witnesses and particular testimony. Any records necessary, exhibits. Yeah, he admitted to approaching Lynette. Oh, well, okay. For the first time, it seemed like he's actually telling the truth because we all know, we've seen the freaking DMs and text messages. Like, we all know it. It's, you can't lie about something that's, there's receipts for, you know? Yep. Can we get a thumbs up, cheers to recognize the chat? And thanks for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. It would help if my my finger and my mouse would work. If what Jeremy posted in the short was accurate, BBB really stepped in it. Well, we knew he stepped in it when he decided to talk about people's children choking on an Apple Pencil. And I'm sorry, like, child or adult, if you choke on this, you have more problems than you have problems that I can't talk about on a monetized YouTube channel without YouTube yeeting my entire channel. So the exhibits for this trial will be copy of credit management disclosure, certified mortgage, articles of merger from First Degree Bank into Seacoast, because banks merge all the time. All the time. My mom used to work for a bank when I was a kid, and literally that bank changed names like 6 times. Well, it was more like 4, but it was the same company, same bank, same location. It just changed names 4 times. Certificate of articles of merger, loan payment history for the subject loan, or lack thereof. Because we know they didn't pay the loan, otherwise they wouldn't be here. Yeah, but it takes, like, you're not just gonna fall on that, and it, like, there's a, like, I'm just saying there's like a turn from horizontal to vertical, and this is not going to make it there unless you are practicing. I'm just payoff statement for the subject loan, judgment figures for the subject loan, default letter dated May 21st of 2024. Copy of right to cancel dated May 5th, 2014, executed by Michael and Leslie Ferderigos. Because when you sign a loan, you got to read down papers. Read down papers. Also, you just got to pay your mortgage. Not going to read that out loud, but I don't disagree. All documents listed in defendant's exhibit list, which are not subject or not objected to by Seacoast. All pleadings and other files with this court. Any necessary exhibits for rebuttal purposes. All right, so that is the last thing we're going to talk about. It's just the certificate of service. They don't actually have the exhibits attached here. On that happy note, we are going to call it a day because we're trying to keep these easy for rewatch crew, and I'm not going to start to get into her lawsuit today against her former paralegal because that is going to take a stream of its own. So we are going to. I'm trying to see if anybody if anybody is live right now, but it looks like Nick, Starro, and Mo are doing the Corey Richens trial. So we are going to redirect over to there because Mo and Nick are amazing and I love them. Mo is amazing. If you don't subscribe to Mo in the Deep End or Nick Starro, when you go over to Nick's channel, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. So we are going to go over there. And y'all have a great day. I'm going to go eat my Chick-fil-A before it gets super cold. And I appreciate everybody being here. Yes. See ya on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Please share this stream out. I really appreciate you guys. Yes, Mo is a good place to go. Hey, Heather. Just checking in on rewatch on replay. Hi to all and have an awesome rest of your day. You have an awesome Friday as well. May I recommend a series of books for the little? They're by Nat. Sure. Of course. I am never going to take recommendation or not take recommendations on books and things that have worked for other people or other people enjoy. So David E. Jones. I always want to call you Davy Jones, like Davy Jones's locker. It just yep. See you Sunday on ETM. We're probably doing another facet of chronic pain. So if you have chronic pain, and speaking of that, thanks for the reminder. I need to grab my tape and my little sidekick tool because I got to work out some chronic pain in these arms before Monday. So if you see me with bruised, like a bruised forearm or a bruised bicep, it's because I'm trying to work out some elbow pain because my elbows hurt really bad right now. But y'all have a great day. I will see you on Sunday on my next channel. Yes, subscribe to ETM if you don't. We are up to 294 subscribers. I'm hoping that channel, I can get that channel monetized because that is my passion. That is my college degree, my certifications. I love it. And yeet. Bye, guys.